Hi everyone, I'm Donna Louise and welcome to my YouTube channel for the love of puzzles. Today we continue our journey as we travel around art, an epic 54,000 piece jigsaw puzzle from Grafika. If you haven't seen the other videos I've released in this series, I'll leave all the links in the description below. Oh, hey there. Sorry for interrupting the video. I just had to come on and say thank you for helping me get to 1,000 subscribers. And to show my appreciation, I reached out to Grafika and I asked them if they would give me a discount code. And they said, sure, of course. Now this is not sponsored or affiliated. You just go to grafika-puzzle.com and use discount code Grafika22 and you'll get 10% off any purchases from 39 euros. The coupon code's valid till the end of the year, December 31st, 2022. Of course, I had to test out the coupon code because they ship internationally and their website's available both in French and English. So I bought myself this beautiful 1,000 piece butterflies jigsaw puzzle, as well as this amazing 6,000 piece vintage travel jigsaw puzzle. I figured it would complement my antique world map here, so I plan on gluing it and framing it and mounting on the adjacent wall, and I'll have videos about how I get my puzzles glued and framed. So there you go. Thank you so much for helping me reach 1,000 subscribers. Thanks so much to Grafika for the discount code. I'll leave all the information in the description below. Let me know if you buy any puzzles, what did you choose? I had to stop myself at 2 puzzles. There's so many that I wanted, so many. So enjoy. Now back to the video. I suggest you watch at least the unboxing video just to get an overview of the entire jigsaw puzzle. Now we're starting bag 20 today, which is section 24. It's another one of those along the floor sections. We have 3 children sitting down and just 2 paintings. These sections, I've kind of mastered a bit how to sort the pieces, how to solve. I solve from the bottom up. I really enjoy them. They're a bit quicker, 10 to 12 hours. Not that I'm trying to rush to do them, but you know, it's a nice difference in a variety between the harder sections, sections with 1 large painting, or the sections along the floor. As with all the other voiceovers, I'll talk about the 2 paintings and the artists. I'm really excited to do this frame. I think I've only seen it maybe once before. It's quite ornate. I really enjoy it. Now, if we pull out our panoramic poster of the entirety of the jigsaw puzzle, we are well on our way here because we have already done the 4 bookshelf sections and we're working down here in this lower section here. So I just have 2 full columns to do and then 2 more single sections above the bookshelf and then I'll be done. Now, one of our viewers that goes by the alias This Mind Freak said and pointed out to me that, you know, finishing with section 9, although bright and beautiful, has a lot of beige background pieces. And I agree. So I'm going to switch it up. After I finish this column in this single big large painting here, I am going to jump over to section 9, do this section, and we are going to finish this journey with section 8, which has 1 large painting. Not that many beige background pieces. And in fact, I'm going to do the beige pieces first, then the frame, and finish the section with the painting inside. That's how I plan on building it. So I'm glad they pointed that out to me because, you know, I don't want the last piece that I put in to be a beige background piece. Although it would be fitting because there's so many of them, I think it'll be more fun to finish on that last painting, which I think I may have actually seen in person. I'm not sure. I can't wait to learn more about that painting when the time comes. But we only have 8 bags to go, and once we're done this one, even less. So, without further ado and for the love of puzzles, let's get to work on bag 20, which is section 24, as we travel around art. There are just 2 paintings in this section of the puzzle. The first is from Claude Monet, French painter and founder of Impressionist painting, who is seen as a key precursor to modernism, especially in his attempts to paint nature as he perceived it. This painting is titled, in French, Les Coquelicots, which translates to the poppies in English. Now, I've seen this painting under a few similar names in English like Poppy Field and others, but I also think it's a bit confusing because there may be about 4 similar paintings depicting this poppy field around Argenteuil. And Argenteuil was a commune, or is probably still a commune, in the northwestern suburbs of Paris, France. I'll refer to the painting in English as Poppy Field. When he returned from England in 1871, Monet settled in Argenteuil and lived there until 1878. These years were a time of fulfillment for him. Supported by his art dealer, Paul Durand-Ruel, Monet found in this region around his home the bright landscapes which enabled him to explore the potential of plein air painting, painting out in the open. He showed Poppy Field to the public at the first Impressionist exhibition held in the photographer's Nadar's disused studio in 1874. Now one of the world's most famous paintings, it conjures up the vibrant atmosphere of a stroll through the fields on a summer's day. Monet diluted the contours and constructed a colorful rhythm with blobs of paint, starting from a sprinkling of poppies. The disproportionately large patches in the foreground indicate the primacy he put on visual impression. A step towards abstraction had been taken. In the landscape, a mother and child pair in the foreground and another in the background are merely a pretext for drawing the diagonal line that structures the painting. 2 separate color zones are established, one dominated by red, the other by a bluish green. The young woman with the sunshade and the child in the foreground are probably his wife Camille and their son Jean. Monet painted this in 1873. It's smaller at approximately 50 by 65 centimeters in size, and it's currently at La Musée d'Orsay in Paris, France. The second painting in this section of the puzzle is another one from Pieter Bruegel the Elder, whom we've discussed quite a bit already in this series. In English, the painting is titled Nederlandish Proverbs. In Dutch, I will try to pronounce it Nederlandse Spreekwoorden. Probably not very well, but I tried. It's also been referred to in English as Flemish Proverbs, the Blue Cloak, or the Topsy-Turvy World. He painted it in 1559, and it's quite large at 117 by 163 centimeters in dimension. It's currently at the Gemäldegalerie in Berlin, Germany. Like many of his other paintings, there is so much story in this one. He depicts a scene in which humans, and to a lesser extent, animals and objects, offer literal illustrations of Dutch language proverbs and idioms. Running themes in Bruegel's paintings that appear in Nederlandish Proverbs are the absurdity, wickedness, and foolishness of humans. Its original title, The Blue Cloak, or The Folly of the World, indicates that Bruegel's intent was not just to illustrate proverbs, but rather to catalog human folly. Many of the people depicted show the characteristic blank features that he used to portray fools. Now his son, Pieter Bruegel the Younger, specialized in making copies of his father's work, and he painted at least 16 copies of Nederlandish Proverbs. Not all versions of the painting by father and son show exactly the same proverbs, and they also differ in other minor details. Some of those copies are privately owned, some at our other museums, but I do believe the original is the one that is at the Gemäldegalerie in Berlin, Germany. Now, some of the 126 proverbs depicted are: to bang one's head against a brick wall, meaning to waste one's time on an impossible task. She puts the blue cloak on her husband, meaning she deceives him. To have the world spinning on one's thumb, meaning to have every advantage. To keep one's eye on the sail, meaning to stay alert, be weary. To hang one's cloak according to the wind, meaning to adapt one's viewpoint to the current opinion. And finally, another one, to have the roof tiled with tarts, meaning to be very wealthy. What a fun and enjoyable section to do. Easy section. And in fact, it only took me 8 hours and 42 minutes to build. It's now the fastest section by like an hour and 22 minutes. Not that I tried rushing it, but it was very easy to sort, lots of distinct things. The paintings were very distinct from one another, the frames, the 3 children, the floor area, and not a lot of beige background pieces, which was a nice relief. I'm a bit worried about the next section because that has a lot of beige in it, so I expect it to take me quite a bit longer and be, trickier. I also love the Pieter Bruegel the Elder painting. I wish it would have been larger. It would be really good as one large painting because there was so much detail and it was a bit harder to make out being so small. But in the same terms, though, I'm glad the Monet wasn't much bigger because I think that would have been tricky to do, especially like the greens and reds and blues. There wasn't too much to distinguish between everything. So wish this one would have been a bit bigger. Glad that one wasn't bigger than what it was. It was enjoyable at the size. But thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. For the love of puzzles, I hope you enjoy my videos. Please consider subscribing, and until next time, ciao!